Hey everybody, it's Johanna with Project Broadcast, and I am super excited today to have Bob in here with us. Everybody knows who you are. Everybody knows, and if they don't, they're under a rock, quite literally. You've made waves in the network marketing world, specifically with your idea of transformational versus transactional. And recently, I'm also on your newsletter list. Recently, I saw that you have a class coming out that's actually supposed to prep people for Black Friday. And I couldn't stop myself from sending you a quick email and saying, hey, can you please come into our group, give a couple tips, and then talk about your class? Because everybody needs a mentality similar to that, especially going into Black Friday when a lot of people just kind of are concerned about transaction and then they move on to the holidays, and that's not what we're about. So please feel free to jump in and give us some ideas of how we can make this Black Friday a much better Black Friday than normal.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to be here. I'm glad you asked me. So I think it would be, maybe it might be good to kind of acknowledge what Black Friday looks like for most people in our profession. And I would venture to guess a lot of the viewers will relate to this. So this is how Black Friday used to be for me is, the day would come and there would be all of this information that's thrown at me. There's all these sales and promotions and things that are happening. And I feel totally overwhelmed because I don't know where to start. I don't know what to talk about. So I used to do what most people did, which was I just start spraying it out on social media. And, we use the company is always nice enough, or my upline was always nice enough to provide images that they created. And so we just start sharing the images and we start sharing the post copy, and we're promoting, we're randomly messaging people, customers, this, that, but there's no real plan first off, right? And we kind of spend, and what was just one day is now like more than a weekend, right? Now we're into like 4 or 5 days. And so I spend the better part of 4 or 5 days feeling like I'm a chicken running around with my head cut off. And I'm constantly stressing out. Am I going to make sales? What am I going to do? I'm getting very little engagement. People are not responding to my messages. And then by the time it's all said and done, I actually wind up feeling worse than I did before I started. Or maybe I make some sales and that's nice, but it never amounts to anything long-term for my business.
Yes.
And so I think that that's probably the way that most people feel about Black Friday is it's way more stressful than it is exciting. And so, we talk a lot about in our business, Johanna, just for the benefit of anybody that might not know who we are and what we teach. So the name of our company is Your Virtual Upline, and we teach something we call love, serve, grow. So love, service, and growth are really the 3 core values that define everything we do and the philosophies that we teach. And so those words sound nice. People are usually like, yeah, that's how I want to build a business. But the problem is we hold these as personal values of ours, but we're not clear on what those things look like in action every day in business. And so where we kind of fill the gap for people is we teach an approach that we call a transformational approach to business. And so being transformational is really putting love, service, and growth in action in your business. And we teach that there are essentially 2 different ways to build a business. You're either transactional or you're transformational. And when I look at our profession and I look at what most people do, they're incredibly transactional in the way that they run their business.
Yes.
And when I think of Black Friday, there is no more transactional time of the year. Now, let me define what that means. Okay. What does it mean to be transactional or transformational? So when I think of the 2 biggest places that we see it in content. And we see it in the conversations we have. So these 2 things are very important, right? The really success is largely determined by, are you effective in the content you're creating? Because if we think about the game plan of how most people build a business today, if your content is not connecting, you're not getting that engagement that we all want, right? Those likes and comments. You don't have opportunities to kind of talk to people about your business. And so the first place it breaks down is people have the wrong content strategy. They're too transactional. I'll explain to what that means. But then when you look at their conversations never go anywhere for the same reason. Now, here's what determines the difference. A transactional approach to those two things, you lead with product and price.
Yes.
So it's product and price focused. Okay. Transformational is a problem and value focused. So it's leading with problem solving and understanding what you actually have to do to create value, perceived value in the eyes of your prospect to do business with you. Now, we think the way that we get them interested in the way that we create value is we just tell them how great it is. Actually, the exact opposite thing happens.
Yeah.
Because when you're leading with product and price, what happens is it feels like you're being sold, right? So when I look at content, and let's just think of Black Friday, this is why it's such a dangerous time of the year, is there's so many great deals.
Yeah.
So the natural tendency is, and not with bad intentions, but you want people to know about these great deals because you know your products can help. So what we do is we just lead with that. We just talk about the great deal. We talk about, why you need it. We lead with that in our conversations. And what we don't recognize is this, is we turn people away because we trigger what we call their sales resistance.
Oh.
And what happens is when somebody feels like they're being sold, they emotionally shut down or they stop paying attention.
Yes.
And so let's think about Black Friday. This is all that people are going, like, competition has never been more fierce for your prospects' attention or money.
Agreed.
And so if you're out there leading with product and price, leading with the deals, talking about the product without any real value beyond that, your content will get lost in the sea of the tens of thousands of other people trying to sell similar type stuff. And this is the reason why people go unnoticed. And then in the conversation, same thing. This is typically what we see happen. About 2 to 3 weeks leading into Black Friday, people will start messaging. I kind of cringe because I say, let's cue the hey girl messages start coming out.
The hey girl messages.
Hey girl, wanted to see if you wanted to be on my Black Friday list or in my Black Friday VIP group, right?
Oh no.
And that exclusive group that I'm also going to invite my other 2,644 Facebook friends to.
Yep.
And and people might say yes. You might add them, but they'll never buy from you. And the reason why they'll never buy is because you brought no value into the conversation, the relationship, or why they should buy. And so here's the other thing we don't realize, and this is where Black Friday can be a little bit of a problem, is when you're leading with price, what we typically do is we try to drive the price down, thinking that if it's cheaper, it will actually seem more valuable in the eyes of our prospect. We do this with our products and we do this with our business. So in the products, it's we discount, we run promotions, we drive price down. That's transactional. You're always working on price. With the business, the way that we do it is we diminish the amount of time and effort and sacrifice it takes to build a business. We talk about it's not that hard. It's a side hustle. Make money from your phone. We're constantly trying to drive down the price and the cost in the prospect's eyes, thinking, it'll be more valuable. It doesn't work that way. Because the way that price and value work together is they move in unison with one another. So when your price is cheaper, the perceived value of what you have to offer goes down in the eyes of your prospect. So we wind up working against ourselves because we get these customers that buy from us that are not really the kind of customers that we want for our business. They just bought because it was a good deal. They'll never do anything more than that because there's always going to be another deal along the way. So the challenge that we have on Black Friday is we can't change that there's deals, and we don't want to not offer them, but we don't want to lead with them. We don't want that to be the only thing that we're using to sell. We want to learn how to start focusing on the value side of the equation, because price is never the reason why somebody doesn't buy. If they're not buying from you, then all that means is you haven't done a good enough job communicating the value of them buying from you.
I love it. Yes.
So we have to work on the value side. And so how do we do that? We're transformational in the way we do business. So in our content, here's the key question we ask ourselves. This is a powerful question to ask. When you're going to post, and there's two different types of content really, right? So I'll just talk real quickly about this workshop that we're doing. We've been teaching this concept of being transformational all year.
Yes.
It's the most important thing we do. And I felt almost a sense of responsibility that there's no way we couldn't provide some sort of support to people that were wanting to do it a better way.
Yes.
So what we're doing this year is we're actually hosting a completely free 3-day workshop. There's going to be 5 sessions over 3 days. And what I have done is I actually had a lot of fun creating this. I asked myself, I said, okay, if I was a consultant in a company today, what would I actually do to ensure that I had a successful Black Friday, knowing what I know and what we teach? And so what I've done is I've created a 21-day transformational sales plan that will help people build momentum for Black Friday so that they can make effortless sales, already have people ready to buy before it even comes, leading with problem solving, helping, and create actual momentum, not just like one-time sales, like real momentum for their business. And so what we've done is, and so by the way, if I'm sure you'll get the information of how they can register.
Yep, absolutely. I'll drop it.
So why 21 days?
Right.
This is important. Your success on Black Friday will be less determined by what you do on Black Friday, and it will be more determined by what you do in the weeks leading up to Black Friday.
Thank you.
So you've got to be really intentional in 3 areas. And these are this plan that we're teaching, this 21-day plan. It'll be yours for free. Do what you want with it. 3 things we're going to focus on: content, conversations, and the way that you lead your team. These are very important. Now, content, touch on each 3 real quick. The content you create in the weeks leading up to Black Friday is going to look different than the content on Black Friday, because on Black Friday, you have the sales and the promotions to share. So it's not that you don't want to let people know that, but you want to do it in a way that isn't purely transactional, so you look like everybody else. We want to teach you transformational strategies to do that. Now, on Black Friday, here's the key question you ask yourself. Imagine that there was someone that follows you that has no desire whatsoever to buy that particular product from you. None whatsoever.
None.
The question you want to ask yourself with that person in mind is there any value to this post to that person? And if the answer is no, then here's what that means. The only purpose of the post is for you to sell and promote your thing. And so if the answer is no, then you must change the strategy of the post. Otherwise, you will not be effective because it will look like everybody else. And what people don't realize is you can still talk about a product and promote a sale, but do it in a way that actually still brings value into someone else's life. And when you're bringing consistent value in your content beyond just promoting and selling, that's when the engagement happens. That's when the eyeballs start to happen. So we're going to teach you these simple shifts to do on Black Friday. But here's my advice in the weeks leading up. Don't sell at all. Nothing. Do not ask people to buy. Do not include a link to your thing. This, by the way, the #1 mistake that people make in content today is they sell in the content. Content is not for you selling. You share the products in your content. You sell it in your conversations.
Ooh.
So in the weeks leading up to Black Friday, you've got to focus on problem solving and helping and bringing real value and not making the ask and triggering people's sales resistance. Because if you're selling too much in your content, people are going to, they will take their attention somewhere else. It's so hard to get attention today online. And it's so easy to lose it once you get it.
Yes.
If people are like, yeah, they're only here to pitch their thing. So what I'm going to teach you is in the weeks leading up, I'm going to teach you these transformational shifts in your content that will help you dramatically increase the amount of likes and comments you're getting. That's the big problem. People are not getting likes and comments. And then what we're going to do is we're going to teach you simple conversational frameworks for you to be starting conversations with all the likes and comments to try to find the people that have a need for your stuff so that you can build a list of, imagine having a list of hot leads, qualified prospects that have a problem that you know you can help them with. You've had a conversation with them that's created some connection and trust, and they are waiting to buy from you on Black Friday. That's what we're going to teach you how to do. Now, most people, they just don't have the plan or the skill set to make that happen.
What I like about this is perfect for Black Friday, but people can take this mentality and this idea and use it for, you know, the conference when suddenly all the new products come out, or for the next big sale that occurs. And you basically have created a system of just how they should be running sales, but everything that leads up to it. And to me, if you just do the 21 days and you look at it over and over and over again, you guys have already got a system in place, and then you can make some adjustments after that. But this is an outstanding opportunity. And
well, I was just say your point is an important one, because we're calling it a Black Friday plan. This is what you should do all the time anyway.
Yes.
This is the winning plan in 2023 and beyond for social media. Most people, the biggest problem that they have is they are operating from an old, outdated playbook.
Yes.
They are selling and marketing like it's 2020, not realizing that anything worked in 2020. Like, let's be real for a second. You didn't need systems. You didn't need skills. You didn't need a plan. You just needed to be willing to just tell people about what you did all day long, and you were going to make sales. People were going to join your team. And it is nowhere near like that anymore. And the biggest challenge that people face is they haven't adapted and evolved their approach to business. They haven't increased their skill set and their mindset, and they are stuck in the past, holding on to the people that are still here that aren't willing to let go of the baggage of what was and can't get present to do the work to move the business forward. And they keep beating themselves up for the people that left.
And that is the problem, is we're stuck in that 2020 mentality, which I don't know why everybody is. We are way past that at this point. I'm going to sit in on the class. I'm going to be there because I'm trying to learn as well, just for the betterment of all the people here. So I just want to take a moment and say thank you. I absolutely appreciate you. I know how busy you are, and you coming in here, giving us some tips and offering such an amazing class is huge for us. I'll make sure to get the link in the comments and the link in the main post. And I can't wait to see you when we do this challenge.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, I hope to see some of you in there. I promise you. And so just a quick logistics.
Yeah.
The workshop kicks off on November 1st. So it'll be from November 1st to the 3rd. We're doing 5 sessions over 3 days. So there's gonna be a lot of stuff, right? Where each session will be dedicated to a piece of the plan. So the content leading up to Black Friday, the content on Black Friday, your conversations leading up, your conversations on the day, and then how you lead your team. And so you'll get the whole plan. There's an optional workbook that you can get that spells it out for you. We will provide recordings. So if you can't make all the sessions, we know people have lives. You'll be able to watch the recordings afterwards. But I promise you, what you're going to get is a blueprint to truly end 2023 with some real momentum in your business. And I know that there are a lot of people that are watching this that need that more than anything right now. So.
Oh my gosh. And here's the key point. End 2023 with momentum, basically shoving you into 2024 ready to go. So you're not stopping, everybody. You're moving forward, and that's what we want to do.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm so pumped. All right, Bob, thank you so much. I can't say thank you enough. And we'll catch you soon, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Joanna. See you, everybody. Hope to see you in the workshop. Take care.